We now return to Let's Play the Banner Saga. Just like that, we're back down to weak morale. Several people have noticed black vultures circling above the caravan, taking advantage of the light snowfall. They pose no threat, but they have a visible impact on the mood of your clansmen. The next time you look back, Oddleaf is firing arrows into the air, which nearly tag the birds once or twice. "Get lost, no dead down here," she shouts to nobody in particular. But what are you doing? What does it look like, Rook? Target practice. She fires another arrow and a vulture shudders and falls out of the sky with a blue-feathered arrow protruding from it. She recovers the bird, laughing, inspecting its feathers. "You know," says Oddleaf, scanning the caravan, "a lot of these women, they could do this." You can tell from the look in her eyes she's excited about the idea. "I think I'm going to start training them how to fight," she says. Encourage Oddleaf to train the women. "We can always use more fighters," you tell Oddleaf. "If Alette is any proof, you know how to train someone with a bow." Oddleaf gives you a smile. She heads off to some of the women in the caravan, showing them the vulture she shot down. This will come of good things. A well-tended farm with plenty of livestock draws the caravan's attention. Upon your arrival, the farmer and his workers stand defensively within plain sight, crude weapons at the ready. Their crossed arms make their thoughts clear without a word. Well, it's not like we can actually trade anything. We have no renown. We don't want to intimidate them, because that's probably not gonna, that's just gonna lower morale. So come with us. It's not safe here. You warn the farmer of the approaching dredge, but the man spits and says, "This land is my life. I lose that, may as well be dead." The farmhands slowly nod their agreement, neither joining you or lowering their weapons. Leave the farmer and his livestock alone. "What's his is his," you say to the caravan. No sense fighting those trying to protect themselves. Grumbling bounces around through the clansmen, but the caravan is once again moving. And that lowered morale? Fuck you! We're not that hard up, but now I'm gonna have to rest twice as much. I mean, we can't fight with poor morale. There's a place that should be coming up soon. While walking, the words of a mother's song reach you. It's soothing, nuanced, and about your current journey. When she finishes, a man begins a tale of his own in verse. The woman quickly responds with another poem, and the entire caravan slows to listen to the entertaining competition. Ignore the poetry content and keep an ear out for danger. The laughter and cheers continue behind you as you put some space between to remain undistracted. The male contestant soon admits defeat, and the clansmen quickly march on, thankful for the lighthearted distraction. So, I'm wrong, there are no random events. These events are all scripted, and unfortunately that did nothing for the
Wormtoe
morale.
was never the kind of place someone would build a town. Fittingly, the Varl living here aren't known for welcoming visitors with open arms.
The Varl find you before you see them, not surprising with this many people behind you. With weapons drawn, they demand to know why you're here, but back down when Ivor tells them he's come to see someone named Crummer. We'll all be damned. Crummer, it's been a long time. Yeah, it has. So what brings Ingvar to Wormtoe with his very own village of humans? Bad news. Dredge are coming down from the north. We barely made it this far. That is dire news. Come on, we have food. We'll discuss more in the meat house. As you follow the old Varl into their meager town, you catch him quietly saying, If it were anyone else. I've talked with the warriors here. I'll be honest with you, half want to go north and find out what happened to Blotzbalker. Some think we should go to Grofheim instead. None of them are happy you're here. What do you think? If I had it my way, I'd stay here and let the dredge come. But you made this a problem, didn't you? We can't feed this many people for long, even if they don't eat much. This is a Varl town. Most of us take care of ourselves. You've got women, children. We could pitch in, make this place livable. It doesn't work like that. These Varl are here to get away from civilization, not to make one. It's Crummer's call. It won't be long before Dredge are here, too. No, it won't. If there's one thing we should do, it's tell Jorandir what's going on. Who's Jorandir? Varl King. Well, as close to one as we have. Ingvar, where did you find these people? Stay here and rest, but once yours are ready to go, we do. I'm going to see off those who want to head north. But I'll join you to Grofheim. Good, we get another Varl. More travel? No, we've already come so far. Stop the pouting, girlie. Even if Jorandir won't listen to a tired old Varl like me, I have a feeling they'll pay attention to your friend Ingvar there. They'll listen to Ivor? Ha! Hasn't he told you? Of course he hasn't. Do what you need to, but don't be long. Well, we have no renown to buy supplies. Crummer, can you spare a moment? Mostly no, but I'll try. I never had a moment to thank you for your hospitality. Consider it done, then. So who is Ingvar? Ha! I'm not surprised he never told you. I'm just surprised he can stand being around anyone at all. Your friend was one of us long ago. I mean the dredge-bashing type. He was called Ingvar then. And if you want to know why he changed his name, best ask him yourself. I'm too old to peddle in gossip. I bet you have some incredible stories. I might. Or I could be the most boring Varl you ever met. Depends on how much you like killing dredge. Ask me again someday. Might tell you about the time we filled the dead yaks with whale teeth. And why. How did you get all these Varl to follow you? Respect, young one. After the Second Great War, wasn't much for me left to do, so I started training other Varl to fight. Got tired of that, made a place in Wormtoe. They still come calling, even with no wars to speak of. Seems like that might be changing, though, don't it? Any wisdom on fighting the dredge? Depends on how much you know. They're all armor. Tap 'em hard enough, though, and it'll shatter. Line up a whole row of slag and they'll explode on each other all the way down. If you get in a big brawl, half your time is spent setting them up for it. And if you see one bang his axe like a tuning fork, try to kill him quick. Sometimes the slag he's calling won't even show up. Yeah, well, that's not useful now. I best leave you to your business. I suppose you should. Take care, friend of Ingvar. So, that's about 10 days. Ish. We should be... I think we have a couple more opportunities along the way. Let's look at the Wormscale Mountains. The land's longest range of mountains, it was observed, resembled something like the spine of an impossibly large worm. Each of its numerous peaks just one of many invincible scales. This idea, of course, didn't come about until the first maps were drawn. Before that, it was simply called the Far Mountain. Okay. So, yeah, we might have enough food if I rest once. We cannot walk with this poor morale. We cannot get into battle. So... Fuck. And hopefully we can fix this before going anywhere else. See, I really should have just saved my money. I would have gotten 4 for every renown. Bad decision. Oh well. Speaking of bad decisions, I need to check the heroes and see what Krummer does. 11-13. Already he's a better choice. What's his ability? Okay, well he can change up initiative. That might be useful. That makes him more useful than Oddleif. I mean, I hate to say it, but we really don't need this many archers. And, yeah, we can't promote Alette. We have to take advantage of the strength of these guys. I could always leave one of these guys out. I could leave Egil out, maybe, and then bring him in when someone is hurt. Sort of a pinch hitter. What is he? What is it, his armor thing? Okay, let's try this. Although now we're coming up against Dredge. Not quite yet, so maybe Oddleif will still have a role. Ivar still hasn't gotten... God, that is really infuriating that these guys have not gotten kind of kills they need. But Ivar gets up there and then he dies. Oh well. Okay. Grofheim's quite a few days out, says Krummer. But nothing worse than crossing the wastes, I imagine. If there's anywhere you might be safe from Dredge, it's there. You steel yourself for another long march, and half the town of Wormtoe joins you. Hooray! But that's still not enough. It's 1 day extra of supplies. Used up by the 62 Varl that came with us. Oh, fuck. A trail of blood leads to a clearing where you find a large wounded Varl. He is gnawing on his shield, swearing at no one in particular and occasionally slamming his cudgel on the ground. If not for the heavy bleeding, you'd leave this one alone without a second thought. Abandon the Varl and move on. Never deal with a shield biter. Even on second thought, the risk of dealing with this insane Varl is too much. You slowly step away from the giant's clearing, pulling the others back with you. That somehow increased our morale. Schadenfreude, I guess. At the top of this hill, I think we'll have another opportunity. No, maybe not. Some clansmen have discovered a large patch of wild fruit. When you approach, you see some people have begun to sample them. A mother frets about whether they're safe after overhearing one of the children say that it tastes funny. Others start gathering by the basketful. Observe someone who has already eaten some. After a short time, you note the slurred speech of a young man partaking of the fruit. Besides a little drunk, seems perfectly fine. Gather as much as you can. Gather what you can, you tell the others, thankful to add any amount of food to your stores. Though a few people become a little drunk from the fermented fruit, nobody becomes sick. That was vital. You haven't seen Alette for much of the day. When you do find her, she's returning to camp alone from a fair distance away, looking rather sullen. She keeps her eyes on the ground as you approach. Ask what's going on. I feel like things are changing so quickly, she eventually confides. It's not just that, everything is going so wrong. I've been talking to Egil a lot. This gets your attention. And what has he been telling you? He told me how he and Onef are kin. Egil had a sister who married Onef, but she died a long time ago. They've been bound since, but then Onef left without him. Just left him behind without a word. That's why he came after us. Don't trust him. Or, I don't care what he says, stay away. Well, he's really not... Just stay away from him. You make it clear you don't want to let going anywhere near Echo. You end up bickering with her, but she finally relents, stalking off back to camp. Just drop the issue. You feel certain Alette got the message. Instead of stirring up more trouble, you decide to let the issue drop and keep a tighter watch on Echo. The game wants you to hate Echo, but I'm metagaming. I'd rather kill Onef. The godstone of Merrick looms into view, upon it carved a great ocean beast. Jagged stones jut out of the snow like shark fins. It's hard to imagine the Nordfelling wastes being filled with water at one time, but the godstone stands as a reminder of the vast lake it used to look across. "A blessing," shouts one of the men near caravan, holding up what looks like a silver coin. "It's a fish scale," he says, pointing out the rainbow pattern that shows in the sunlight. Soon, a curious child has found another hiding in the snow, and then a third is discovered. Perhaps they'll bring us luck, you overhear, and before long the caravan has become obsessed with gathering the shining scales. Cut them off after a reasonable amount of time. When you awake to find people still searching through snow and shrubs, you call it off. "We can't spend another day here," you tell them. "Be glad for the luck you've found and let's go before it runs out." They fret and moan, but eventually you get them back on trail. That should have improved their morale. I guess maybe I should have left them there for the day, and that would have improved morale. Oddleaf calls you over, grinning. A row of women holding bows of differing age and experience line up before a row of trees in the distance. They fire, doing an impressive job of hitting the trunks. I think they're ready to fill some dredge with feathers. One woman still hasn't shot her arrow. She stands perfectly still. The others watch. Just as the winds shift, she lets go, and her arrow flies not into one of the trees, but a snow rabbit that had scurried out from underneath. "Dinner," she says, smiling. A group of men from the caravan approach. "Listen here," says one. "Practice all you want. My wife isn't fighting dredge." The other men agree in chorus. "We don't want to see a battlefield full of dead wives and daughters." Encourage Oddleaf to train even more archers. "To be honest," says Oddleaf, "this was already harder than I expected. I don't know how many more would really take to it, but the more people who can hold their own, the better." The men continue to complain. The women return to camp not just as clansmen, but as fighters. No encouragement or tales of glory will lift the spirits of the caravan. "In the north, we have times like this," says one of the Varl. The other giants grin, raising tankards and horns of mead. "Skål!" they shout and make short work of their drinks, explaining that each person takes a drink when someone tells a story that is more miserable than the last. Others join them for the second round, and mead is passed your way. Leave the others to their drinking game. Declining the horn of mead with a smile, you leave the others to drink as they wish. Bawdy songs lull you to sleep while moans of regret wake you. The clansmen are slow to rise, but a few bouts of laughter pepper the air for the first time in recent memory. I feel that was worth it, although it's going to go straight down to pour in a few days here. Where is our next stop? You hear a whistle on the wind and spot a long line of Varl far up ahead, heading toward you. Behind them is a swarm of dredge, and a trail of bodies leading off into the distance. "Get down there," barks Crummer. "Don't let them spread out," shouts the lead Varl as you approach the battleground. Soon you almost regret finding yourself fighting alongside them, facing off a daunting number of dredge. Holy shit! Now, up until this point, I have been disregarding the fighters, and only counting Varl as real fighters, because let's face it, you've seen how well the humans fight, especially against the big guys. Two forces are evenly matched. There's no guarantee of victory. Fuck. Formations? Or hold them off. Formations. You start comparing weaknesses and strength, taking into account terrain, morale, and the look of your enemy. If you're careful, yeah, you should be able to keep your forces balanced. Give the order. You start rallying forces and gather your allies to you, preparing to enter the fray. Well, we've got Fasalt. He will go before Krummer. I definitely want Alette over Oddleif. I honestly don't think Oddleif is going to be a good choice against the dredge. And wait a minute, I've been building Fasalt up. What does he have? 1311 or something like that? Well, this'll work. I hope. Oh my god. Well, they have to come to me if I let them. But these guys can get me at a range. So I really don't want to bundle up here, especially with two of these bastards. God damn. That's going to be really hard. But we need to take out these supporting people, otherwise we're fucked. If I have the Varl chase after these guys, they can bundle up down there. They will be right in the way with these guys. If I bundle them over here, we could kill this guy probably, unless he ran away like a coward he is. And then we'd slowly pull them forward. I would really like to get rid of these guys, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. Maybe I can use Aletta's support there. Actually, she may need to support over here. Guess he'll get in there first. If this guy comes wandering this way, though, we're kind of screwed. Especially with these guys in the way. It might be better if I just took these three to charge straight into the midst of these guys, rather than trying to focus on these. Let's see how this goes. Damn it! Even weak morale has an effect on willpower. Well, things are already going to shit. What is his ability? Forge ahead. That's a complete waste at this point. Now let me see. Okay, he'd get a hit on me anyway, so we gotta move him in. He's only got 10. We might actually lose this one. I don't have high hopes. Alright, actually, probably could not take him out, actually. God damn it, Why is the sound so freaking loud? I need to use his mark prey. I need to get in here, surround some of these bastards. Is going to have to use a point. If I got her there, she would be attacked. She would be safe from over here, though. That helped a little bit. Now I could use his bash to knock him through, and that would affect some of those guys, scattering them. Although really I think I should take down his armor before anything else. What do I have? If I did that, I wouldn't even be able to really. That got him stuck anyway. He is going to take a huge hit, and that is going to be massive. Once again, Ivor is going to just take a beating. That's all he can do. I think I'd rather do this. He couldn't do jack squat, so he's pretty much useless, except for weakening the shields on this guy. Once again, Ivor will take a sacrifice. He's gonna be taking even more. Fucking damn it! What has he got? He's got 7. 7 to his 5. I could do 2. Okay. I really don't want them standing close to these things because that'll be really bad. But I need to beat the shit out of these guys in a hurry. That really fucking hurt. And what are we gonna do about this guy? Jesus Christ. Do I focus on these weak guys because I can actually do damage to them, or do I worry about this 13, which is hurting me really fucking bad? I need to do that. I need to deal with him right now. Ah! We're just gonna have to hope. God damn it. At least he's hurting his own people more than me this time. If I've got her here... Nope, that was the wrong guy. God damn it. I thought it was Alette who's... I wasn't paying attention. Fuck! Son of a bitch. Something at least. But if he comes after him, which he will, unless I get Fasalt to do something in here. He doesn't have any points to do anything to him either. God damn it. Oh, I fucked this one up really bad. I hate this part of the campaign. I fucking hate this part of the campaign. And he doesn't have any points left either, because I've wasted them. Jesus fucking Christ. Take care of this bastard. You can't do anything to this guy. We'll have to use some of my other people. Only one. God damn it. Can't even get up there. If I give him the extra one... I would have to give him another one. Fasalt doesn't need the kill, though. Could give Alette the kill. I should have been using the rest mechanics this whole time. That's what I really should have been doing. Okay. There we go. This is what it's going to be like from now on, because I don't have the renown to build up my food supply, so I can't rest, so I can't increase my morale. Morale is going to be shit for the whole time, meaning I will have less willpower. This is damn curious. This is the second time I've been sent to find a Varl who is heading my direction with humans in tow. What are the dredge doing up here? Gods, does nobody knows what's going on around here? They leveled Grofheim to the ground. We've been losing ground for days. Jorunder's in Einartoft now. They sent me to gather Krummer and the rest from Wormtoe when we ran across this bunch of slag. There's a lot more where they came from. Is this all the Varl you've got, Krummer? What have you been doing, eating each other? Minnie went to Blotzbalker. Are you telling me Grofheim is completely gone? And Wagner's dead. Slag on our heels. The Varl you sent off north are probably dead. The world's ending. Come on, this is old news. We're gathering in Einartoft. That's where we need to go right now. Wait. Fasalt takes a long moment to look out over the caravan of men, women, and children behind you. Not them. What do you mean, not them? Unless you're a king or a mender, humans don't step foot in Einartoft. Now isn't the time for this discussion. Damn it, Fasalt, who cares about that? What in the depths happened to Grofheim? Before Fasalt can reply, a low rumble grabs your attention, growing louder by the moment. Even though it's beyond sight, all eyes turn in Grofheim's direction as the rumbling becomes deafening, transforming quickly into cracking and splintering. It's coming closer. Go! Shouts Fasalt, taking off towards Einartoft. Don't stop until you've reached Hadrborg. I guess the thrill of running from a gigantic earth-shattering earthquake raised our morale. And probably an army of Varl joining us that actually don't seem to have joined us. After 3 terrifying days of tremors, you reach the godstone of Hadrborg, which is teeming with Varl who want to know what is happening. Others busily mend makeshift defenses set up around the godstone of Hadrborg, creator of the Varls. Hold up, pants Fasalt between long gasps of air. We're going to have a talk. You're still standing. Well, most of you. Rest up, then move on. A mountain just sank into the earth, and something is out there. You're just going to send us away? I don't know who you are, but you're not going to Einartoft. There's a couple hundred Varl here who will back that up. Where are we supposed to go? Back the way we came? We're stuck between 2 mountain ranges. In one direction, a few thousand Varl. In the other, an army of dredge and whatever caused that quake. Einartoft is a Varl city. This shouldn't be news to a Varl. Give it a rest, Fasalt. Don't you recognize who you're talking to? Surprise suddenly flashes across Fasalt's face. The other Varl are starting to come closer now. You hear Ingvar being whispered between them. I think this might be the one person you want to let into Einartoft. The humans come with me. All of them. Fasalt glances between Ivor and Crummer before stalking away, pushing past the mob of curious onlookers. Ivor, who are you? Some other time, Rook. You spend the rest of the day recovering. Varl come and go in packs, and most of the chatter is about the quake that just sank mountains into the earth, or the dredge that are still on their way. You hear rumors that a massive chasm opened where the earth split. Inspect the godstone. The little you know about Hadrborg is that he was a disciple of the Loom Mother and learned to create under her guidance. He created few beasts, but soon became bored with simple animals and began combining man and beast, ending up with Varl. That's the myth anyway. One thing is certain, each Varl alive today was created by Hadrborg, and now the god is dead. The Varl here now are the last ones that will ever exist. A profound sadness washes over you. Crummer is already here. It is good to pay respects, he says, and you both stand there in silence. Give this to Ingvar, he says, turning to leave. It was once his, and that stubborn ass refuses to take it back. Crummer hands you a massive studded belt. Suddenly, there's a lot of activity. Word comes from below to retreat to the next village over, and you soon see why. A black shadow is sweeping down the valley from the direction of Grofheim, where the quake, or whatever caused it, has obliterated the mountainside. On closer inspection, it's a veritable ocean of dredge, more than you imagined possible. In their midst is a towering giant of a dredge, blood red from head to toe. You gather your things in short order and join a good many Varl, leaving the godstone behind. Farthingjord. We still don't have as many supplies as we need. I need to check the map. And make camp, I guess. Okay, while we're here, we can do what? What is this item? Okay, I guess that's not how I look at the fucking item. Farthingjord. Oh great, no one can even wear the damn thing. +3 armor break, an elaborate belt first discovered around the waist of a Varl who somehow froze himself deep within a glacier. Well, now I've actually got to get someone to level 4, god damn it. Which is not Ivor. He still hasn't gotten a kill. Rook, maybe. That would be a good idea for him, actually. He could really help out. He would be more powerful that way. But I don't think I can upgrade anyone. No, not with the 9. Damn it. Alright, let's map. Alright, so we're heading down the Bura Pass. In Einartoft, the first Varl king found himself unable to push further into the north, cut off by a vast gorge at the crook of the Wormscale Mountains. He had built a bridge of such massive construction that it takes nearly 3 days to cross on foot. As the legend goes, the Varl only managed to build it by filling the gorge with the bodies of dredge and working atop them. So we're not even there yet, so that'll take 3 days just to get across that. We might have just enough to get to Einartoft, but I don't think we're going to have enough renown to buy new supplies once we get there. So that'll be fun. Einartoft, the home of the first Varl king Einar, who carved his empire into the crook of the Bradabreck and Wormscale Mountains. The Varl fortress, hewn into the rock itself, eclipses all but the greater accomplishments in the north. The fun part is yet to come. See you next time.